You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, we are wondering if longtime enemies Jack Abbott and Victor Newman realize that they need to unite and work together to beat Cane Ashby. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about why Jack and Victor need a reality check before they lose everything. But honestly, Victor in particular, more so than Jack. And hey, please hit subscribe if you're not following us already. All right, so Phyllis Summers just found out that Kane's big plot, now that he has pulled off his Dumas disguise, is to take over every single big corporation in Genoa City. And that includes Newman Enterprises, Jabot, Chancellor, and even Winters, the company co-run by his ex-wife Lily Winters and her brother Devon Hamilton. I'm guessing he doesn't care about Vibrante, since Audra's company doesn't even exist right now. But an improbable alliance could be just the ticket to defeat Kane and his wicked plot. As Adam Newman warned his dad Victor, Big Bad Kane has Holden Novak secretly working on his behalf to buy up a ton of real estate in GC. Kane's got him buying properties in the business district surrounding their companies and also some residential properties and the GCAC. Plus, Holden has been snapping up former divisions of Chancellor that Nicky Newman sold off. So Kane's been plotting this for quite a while. He's basically got Holden buying property that circles the Abbotts, Newmans, and the Winters. And it's all part of this empire that Kane is building for himself to completely take over Genoa City. Phyllis figured out Kane wants to consolidate all of them under one umbrella, likely Chancellor. So in a nutshell, that is why he lured Victor and Victor's enemy Jack, plus his ex Lily and her brother Devon there, along with the others. With all the GC power players stuck in France with no cell service or internet, Kane is free to do dirty deals while they're distracted and nobody can reach them. So before kicking all this evil plotting off, though, Victor got that buyout offer for Chancellor from Kane. Now, obviously, he knew Victor was going to say no, even though Kane offered Aristotle's assets, which are worth, I think they said, like 3 times more than what Chancellor is worth. And honestly, even if Victor said yes, I think Kane would still be doing this plan because he's obviously been cooking it up for quite a while with Amanda Sinclair. She's plotting with him. And now they've got Phyllis. She wants to help Kane too, although she's a loose cannon. I don't know why he's even talking to her. But Phyllis also warned Kane, what if Victor, Jack, and the others unite against him? And don't forget, the Winters family doesn't like Victor for how dirty Lily was done by Victor and Nicky during the Chancellor takeover. And of course, Lily is no fan of Billy Abbott right now either. But with Kane launching this underhanded deal to destabilize all their companies and take them down, it would be crazy if Victor kept fighting Jack instead of the real enemy. But what's funny is Victor thought he could ally with Kane to take down Jack. You know, even with the risky moves Victor knew Kane was making, he was still so hyper-focused on Jack Abbott that he can't see reality. I mean, Victor's still mad at Jack because he saved Nicky from an alcoholic spiral. The rest of the Newmans, including Nicky, think Jack did a good thing, a heroic deed, but not Victor. He's still salty about it. So the question is whether Jack and Victor can set aside their animosity and work together to save the family companies and all their legacies. Jack would probably be willing, but we all know how stubborn Victor can be, and all that anger and hate could come back to bite him very soon. Even now, after Adam warned him that big things are happening behind his back in Genoa City, and Nicky and Nick both want to go back home ASAP, we see Victor still being stubborn. He said he wants to shut down Kane's BS and beat him on his home turf. So this is all ego, right? The big question is, who can talk Victor into teaming up with his greatest all-time rival, Jack freaking Abbott, to shut down Cane Ashby? I mean, we all know that Victor and Jack have been feuding for decades, and they've both done each other dirty. Let's be real. But as of now, it's just Victor keeping the feud and the rivalry alive. Jack's over it. So are Diane, Nikki, the rest of the Newmans, and all but one Abbott. The only one really still hating on Victor is Billy Boy, which is, again, understandable. But even now, Victor is still targeting Kyle, using Audra as a ploy to break up Kyle and Claire and to hurt all the Abbotts, including Jack. And I think we can all agree over the past, year and a half, really ever since that whole IV vodka alcohol drip and Nikki going off the sobriety rails, since then, Victor has been increasingly out of control, egotistical, and he really needs to be shut down. He needs to be checked. Audra is still right now working on Victor's orders to destroy Claire's relationship. So that's going to make Nikki, Claire, and Victoria really mad. They're going to be furious that Victor is keeping this vendetta going. So it'll be pretty fun to see him have to swallow his pride. And Victor may try and make excuses that he was just showing Claire how bad Kyle really is. But if Victor doesn't back off the Abbotts and work with Jack, the Newmans could lose everything to Kane. And of course, Victor thinks he can beat Kane all by himself. But I think Victor's going to find out he is in over his head and he needs help from others in GC. It may take Jack, Victor, and the Winters family all working together to take down Kane and to hang on to their family legacies. I don't think Jack would have a problem teaming up with Victor if he would stop trying to sabotage all of the Abbotts. So we're going to see Victor faced with a tough decision, I think, and I bet the rest of the Newmans will press him to make a truce with Jack. I know Nikki would. At this point, the whole family is kind of tired of Victor complaining about Jack and Kyle and Billy. For that reason alone, Nikki, Victoria, Nick, and Claire would all vote for a truce and an alliance. Abby won't be around, so her vote doesn't count. Actress Melissa Ordway said after these France scenes, she hasn't been asked back to tape anymore as Abby. So we'll let you know if that changes. But if Jack and Victor unite to fight Kane, their best bet, I think, would be to keep up appearances and act like they are still at war and still hate each other. That way, Kane won't know that they are doing exactly what Phyllis tried to warn him about, uniting as a team to fight Kane, take him down, and save their family businesses. So there are so many reasons to end this long and tired feud that writer Josh Griffith keeps beating to death. Everybody in Genoa City, and I think the Young and the Restless fans as well, are all sick of Victor going after Jack for really no reason at all. So that could be one good thing coming from Kane's return, if nothing else, to just stop Victor from being such a jerk. And if he won't work with Jack, Lily, and Devon, and Victor loses Newman Enterprises, well, you got to call it karma for him being so awful to so many people for so long. We'll wait and see how it goes.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.